Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's topic, polarities of life. Polarities is the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the yin, the yang. So people have been coming to me lately and saying that they have like this dark feeling, that they're feeling dark. They feel like there's a dark energy being attached to them. And at first you kind of feed them. You want to think about this a little bit and go deeper. And then all of a sudden, in my research, as I was stumbled across through spirit and through meditation, and then through watching a TV show on Gaia or Gaia show, it all kind of came together about this light and this dark, and light being positive and dark being negative, and dark meaning something bad's going on in your life. So I want to share with you a new perspective on light and dark. So right now, I want you to envision yourself in a circle. So you're in this circle and you're strictly in the middle of the circle. Ahead of you is light, and behind which light is positive, because we're all energy, and energy positive is positive energy and dark is negative energy. And behind you is dark. So all of a sudden the light shining at you. What's behind you? There's a shadow. See the shadow of my hand? There's a shadow. And if I go closer to the light, the shadow gets what? It gets bigger, right? So it's not that dark behind you is negative. That's just energy. So the closer you go to the light and the shadow gets bigger, and then people tend to have more dark around them, they start to feel anxious and they say, oh, I have this dark energy around me. Because what dark is trying to do is pull you back to the center. As you go closer to the light, the shadow gets bigger, and dark just wants to pull you back to the center. Because it's not a matter of being positive or negative, it's a matter of being centered. We go through our lives on one side or this side and this side, and it's like a push-pull effect when we're just supposed to really just live in the center. So it's not that dark is negative, it's just pulling you back to your center. So this is your chance to get curious, and I'm all about the curiosity of looking behind you and saying like, well, what are you trying to tell me, dark? What am I off balance with? What am I doing that maybe I'm off my purpose? So I'm going to leave it right there and let me introduce myself. My name is Nancy Siaska. I'm a certified holistic coach. I have overcome my autoimmune disease using a very simple procedure of body awareness, movement, and spirit. And by overcoming this autoimmune, a couple of gifts have unraveled of intuition and stuff. So everything I share with you here today is coming from my heart to hopefully touch you and get you a little curious. That goes along with the book I wrote, Unleash Your Curiosity. So let's go back to this now. If you think about that dark, why not, instead of running from the dark and fearing it and pushing yourself more to the light that it's just pulling, why not stop where you are, turn around, and ask the dark, what are you trying to tell me? Is there a message for me? Am I off my path? Because when you are truly on your path, light and dark will be even. You will be in the center, and it'll just like roll like a bowl when you're supposed to be going. So maybe the dark is just trying to be a little tap on your shoulder that you may be off your path. Hey, it's just a new way of thinking of something. So I want you to think about like a carrot. Let's now go to a carrot. The best part of the carrot, the good juicy part, the delicious part that we eat, grows in dark. So if it grows in dark, would dark be something bad? Because we eat that part, right? And the leafy greens grow up towards the light. The polarities. That carrot needs the greens to grow to the light and the root to grow to the dark to survive. We can learn a lot from root vegetables. Just saying. So like all root vegetables have a leafy green that goes towards the light and then has this beautiful juicy part that goes down to the dark. And I grew up on a farm, so when you know when to pick a carrot or a beet is when that little sliver of the top of that juicy part comes to the center, and you can see it a little bit above the soil. Then you know that it's ready. It's ready to be eaten. So if this didn't grow towards the light and grow to the dark and have this beautiful center, we wouldn't have beautiful fruit, would we? Just something to think about, something to get curious about. Let me even take it even farther about fear and faith. So we have this, I want you to go back, and I want you to put yourself back in that circle, and I want faith to be in front of you, faith being positive and fear being negative. And I want you to start taking the same kind of concept that I just said about fear and faith. As you go towards faith more, fear gets bigger, right? And all of a sudden it pulls you back, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. Fear is there for a really, really good reason. Fear is there to protect you. It's good to be fearful because it lets you know that maybe you shouldn't walk down that dark alley right now. Or maybe you shouldn't be walking out in front of a bus. Fear is there to protect you. But with anything, the more you fear the fear, the bigger it gets. And the more it pulls you back so that you could try to stay centered. So the next time fear comes over you and you're afraid and you've got that anxious feeling again and that stress feeling, you're like, I don't know what to do. Turn around and ask it. What are you trying to tell me? I know there's a lesson here. I know there's something that I should be learning. What is it that you want to say? And just remember, every time you ask the dark, you're bringing in more light, which is positive. Every time you ask the fear, you're bringing in more faith, which is positive. So why not take control and trust and know yourself and trust yourself to know that you are centered and going in the right place in the right mind. Okay? So you see how dark isn't that bad. So then you say to yourself, well, where did it become that dark was bad? It can make a beautiful carrot. It's where we, most of the times when we want to meditate, we go to a dark room. So why is it bad? And I really believe this is when dark got bad, is when organized religion brought up the concept of heaven and hell. You're going to go to heaven, and you're going to, if you're good in life and you do things right, you're going to go to heaven. And if you're bad, you're going to go to hell, the fiery ends of the earth and demise down there. So your whole life you go through life wanting to go to heaven, but you're fearful that you're not good enough to go to heaven. See that fear? And then you're afraid of everything that you do because you're afraid of going to hell. So there, all of a sudden, heaven is portrayed as this beautiful, light, beautiful place in paradise. And heaven is this dark, dingy thing. So you see how we can get a little bad feeling about dark? But we need dark. I mean, think about the sun. The sun is a beautiful light. The moon comes out at night. It's light, but it's dark out. And dark is when things rest. And they grow in the light, they rest in the dark, but it's not negative. So I invite you the next time you're thinking about even heaven and hell, like, is there really a hell? Is it really something that we should be afraid of? Should we spend half our lives worrying and fearing about getting to heaven, that we almost forget to just live a life of balance? If you live a balanced life, you're not too much on one side, you're not too much on the other, you're just balanced. And balanced life is how that circle flows. It'll flow with you in your balance. It's just picture yourself in the middle. Now the circle all of a sudden turns like this and it becomes a wheel. And if you're in the middle and you're creating this balance, it's just flowing naturally. It's giving you just as much determination to get through that light. The dark shows up, it's putting a tap on your shoulder that you should ask a question. That fear comes, it's all about curiosity. It is all about unleashing your curiosity. That is why my book is called Unleashing Your Curiosity. When I finally got curious about my autoimmune disease and all the fear I had attached to it with going to the doctors all the time and being told, you're this sick, you're that sick, and this is going to happen. And the fear and the fear and the fear and the fear, and the more fear, the sicker I got, because the more fear I got, the farther away from faith I got, because it would pull me back and snap me back and pull me back and snap me back. And I never got curious. So I'm inviting you to get curious. Listen, everything I'm telling you here is not solid truth. I mean, I don't know if you can Google and Siri it. But what I'm saying, no truth is anybody's truth unless it's your truth. Whatever feels comfortable to you is your truth. And it's how you're supposed to live, with that comfort of what it feels like for you, not anybody else. So next time darkness wants to come up, get out of your head that dark is negative and dark is bad. It's energy, positive and negative energy. And if they collide, or there's getting too much of one, just ask questions. Just stop yourself. You have the answers within. Inside of you are all the answers. Because I cannot believe that dark is bad, that it would, this beautiful carrot is delicious. It's absolutely delicious. I can't believe that something that would grow in dark would be bad. So why, if this carrot grows in dark soil, could it be bad for you? Then why, if you are having a dark moment, could it be bad for you? It's just a time to get curious. I can't believe meditating in a dark closet with Jesus was bad for me. It's one of the things that helped me. So let's get curious. Trust you. Take what I'm saying today, take it all with a grain of salt, and take it and use it to your benefit. It's energy. It's positive energy. It's negative energy. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's just energy. Energy there to protect you. Fear is there to protect you. Dark is there to protect you. Light is to make you shine. Faith is there to help you along. You need them both in your life. You need those polarities, or else you wouldn't have had that delicious carrot, right? That I just had, which was amazingly sweet and delicious. So there you have it. I really, really would love to hear some comments about how you feel about dark, light, fear, faith, how this kind of really touched you a little bit, because I know this really touched me. It took me a minute to wrap my head around it. May have to go back and really, meditate on it in a dark room. But when you realize that there is no good or bad, there's just positive and negative energies, and we're made up of energies, and we're all vibrations, it makes things a lot easier to deal with. It makes things so much calmer. It takes the ickiness out of thinking you have a dark entity attached to you, and just realizing, no, I have negative energy that needs my attention. No, I have too much fear that just needs my attention. But there is only one person in this whole universe that can help you find your truth, and that is you. You have all the power within to balance yourself and balance your positive and your negative, and not let one more get out of whack. Because even light can get out of whack. Too much light is so bright you can't see in front of your faith. Too much faith is so bright you can't see the fear that may be there to help you, that may be there just to tell you that something's going wrong. So it needs a balance. When we create a balance of these energies, we have a balanced life. So lately I've been meditating and saying, show me my balance. And it's really helped me in certain situations, especially a certain situation that came up today. I was able to neutralize myself almost and balance it and see from both sides, and then just fix it, resolve it, move on, and let it go. It doesn't serve me. The negative energy doesn't serve you. The too much negative energy doesn't serve you. But if you stop and you sit with it, you see what you're supposed to learn from it, you listen, you let it go, and you go back to the middle of the circle. So there you have it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I ask you to just hit the subscribe button. That would be awesome, and I would be more than happy to have more subscribers. And hit the red bell, that maybe you can be notified when my next video is up. I would totally invite you to put those comments below to see how your insight is with this a little bit. And also, if there's any other topics that you would like me to explore more. When I've been getting these topics sent to me, I just sit with them with spirit, and then miraculously maybe video shows up. Maybe I'm reading a book and it comes to me. But that's how it works. That's kind of the fun way spirit works in our world today. So I'm more than happy to answer the questions. And if you want to dive into this a little bit deeper, I love to do some intuitive coaching with you. Message me and let's hook up, because we're all supposed to be here to balance each other. We're all here to help one another. We're all here to create that balance in the world that just flows easily and nicely. And we all have it within us to create that balance within ourselves. You have the technology. You have the power to be able to create that balance in yourself. I wish you all the best. Have a lovely, lovely day, rest of your day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. And peace and love and joy, living with ease.